Hello everybody, I am Udain. Today I am welcoming you to a After Effects tutorial which is suited for After Effects users of beginner to intermediate level. It is not a very fancy After Effects tutorial, but it will definitely open up your mind into the basic usage and the way of working of After Effects. What we are going to make is something like this. Now, I always keep on saying this repeatedly that in After Effects we can do the same thing in multiple different ways. And to begin with, After Effects has a very interesting property like all other Adobe products. Whichever window you have selected, particularly whichever window you have selected or clicked through, you will see a yellow bounding box appearing near the panel, and then if you press the tilde key, then you can see this in the full screen mode, and here we can see what we are going to prepare in a more detailed and greater view. As you can see here, space bar is actually playing and pausing my content. So we'll try to create this particular thing, and at the same time tilde again, it will be shrinking it down to its original standard view. So every viewport we will be using the tilde key repeatedly to see it in the full screen mode and the standard mode. Okay, now let's analyze what we are going to do. So we have a logo formation happening here. We have a reflection generated out here. We have a background there, and we are having some text level appearing and a lens flare going across. So we'll try to put together all these things one after another. So let's first start up with the logo formation. Okay, let's begin. Let's hop immediately into creating a new composition. So I will go to composition, new composition. I can always press Ctrl N to do that. I will take a composition, I will give it a name, something which is logical. So I will give it like logo formation. Okay, base, because this will be the base of my logo formation. It's a half HD of the size of 1280 by 720, and I'll be using 25 frames, and I will try to make a composition which is of around 5 seconds. So we'll keep it up to around 5 seconds. No need of making it too big because it will be a rendering issue later. One important thing that we will have to remember is that preferably we'll keep the background color to black, because it doesn't matter whatever color you give it up to the composition, eventually it will be covering up by the different layers or formations that we make. So with these settings we go into making this composition. So we have a black composition here. Okay, few informations that are essential to remember. Always remember that Control R toggles between ruler across the viewport or composition panel that we use regularly, and we can always pull down guides from there. So if we pull down from the horizontal ruler, we get horizontal guides. If you pull down from the vertical ruler, we get vertical guides. Now to get rid of this, we can take it and push it back just like Photoshop, nothing new. Or we can simply go to view and clear guides. Okay, so the very first thing is that creation of the basic structure. So what I do is I go to layer options and then go for a new solid layer, and in that solid layer I'll try to create any color solid layer will do, because anyways we will be replacing color later, but for ease let me make it white so that it's easy to see. Okay, so we'll give it white, make home size, everything is same, and then we will be loading it in. After we have this, next step goes for making that arrow structure. So before that, let me quickly make this few guidelines so that we can make a nice arrow, arrow that looks more like an arrow as such. Okay, so I will keep this much for the plane to put it in front, and then the remaining part I'll try to make it into an arrow, maybe this size, not making it too big because it will look very odd. And then rest what I will do, I'll be putting on few guides on the horizontal section so that it's easy for me to arrange that. But before that, it's wise to make the plane or bring the plane up here so that my arrow is in reference to the size of the things. So the plane is pretty big. Okay, few thing here to remember is that I will try to first snap this anchor point to the head of the plane so that any movement, anything I do will always appear or happen with reference to the anchor point. Okay, if you see, you select a layer, then you have some keys which will evoke the properties or transitional properties of the there are two types of properties for every layer in After Effects. By default, they are transformational properties and its spatial properties. So we will be working with the transformational properties. Say for example, if I press R, then it opens up rotation. So first one, or you click once, it will open up rotation. P for position, S for scale, A for anchor, and T for opacity. Now say for example, I want 2 or 3 of them together, then first one I will click only with the option, like here I will be requiring, say for example, scaling, so S. I will also require to change the position. Next onwards, I will press shift and remaining one, shift P for place, position, R for rotation, maybe A for anchor point, and T for opacity. Remember, I am pressing the shift to get it done. Okay, now important thing, I want to move this point across to this particular starting point. Two options are there. Either I can move the y-axis and manipulate x-axis to get there like this, which is pretty much complicated what I feel. Okay, like this I can do it, or the same thing I can achieve by using the pen behind tool, which is more comfortable to use, which is this tool, and the shortcut is Y. So Y evokes my pen behind tool, the cursor becomes like this, you can see this. Then we can zoom and start pulling this guy over to this point. Basically we are moving up, or we are working with the pen behind tool itself, nothing fancy there. If you want to zoom to the point where your cursor is, it is better to zoom along with or scroll. By scrolling middle mouse, we are actually zooming in and out. We can do that by pressing in connection with, or in addition with alter. If I press an alter and then I scroll up, you see I can get more control, and my zoom happens exactly at the point where my cursor is. So I'll keep it out here so that it's precise. Then I'll zoom out. And then whatever I do rotation, scaling, everything appears or happens with reference to this point. Going down back to my selection tool, and now first thing I will be shrinking it down to somehow fit in this size, so I can hold it and bring it up here in line with the thing. Okay, there is no point making it too big, it will look odd, so I'll make it a little bit smaller also, maybe precisely, I like this precise numbers very much, so say 30. Okay, next thing is that I will try to make my arrowheads to match up here. I'll leave some space in the front, so I can always go back, or notch it a little bit so that I get some extra space in front and my plane does not really hit up to the wall. Okay, now here I will be making the arrow. Now here one issue you might be finding, or you may see, is that this plane looks black, but later on we can fix it. Or to get it colored, a very easy way to get any layer to the color is, color of choice would be effect, generate, and going down to fill option. Effects, generate, and fill. This fill will fill it up with whatever color you want. So in this case, maybe I will be looking for the white color to match up with the background. So pick this color, I can click here and make it white like this, I can make it white. But I will like to show you this technique. You can always pick this, then pick this color and take the color from the foreground and hit OK. So you basically have a plane which is presently invisible. Okay, now we are going down to make the arrow. So to make the arrow, my arrow head is already ready, but I need the body of the arrow. So I will click here I'll bring my cursor up here, then press Alt and scroll, push up, scroll up. So essentially what I will get is a lineup or a display. Then from here I will try to make it a very thin one, so going around 3 point this side and another 3 point this side. Then I will go to another few points, maybe 3 points more to the top, and from here also another 3 points more to the top. What I want to do is my arrow's head would be having this will be the body, then this will be the edge, and it will come up like this. This is too much. I will also try to shrink it a little bit, maybe somewhere here. Okay, now we will be making a mask. So I'll have to select the layer in which I want to create the mask. So I want to create the mask in the white solid. Now I want to also rename this to something logical. So I'll click up here, press enter, and I can write ARROW, arrow, hit enter, and that should be fine. Now here we'll be making the arrow head. So first of all, let us quickly make the structure of the arrow. Take this pen tool and make an arrow. 1 point here, maybe 1 point here, one like this. No need to be very precise because we can always fix it. Okay, now I'll go to the selection tool and bring all these points right to the places where I want it. So one comes up here, you will see they will appear to snap because we have kept the snapping option open, which is view, and you can see here we have snap to guides enabled. So it will be very easy to snap them to guides. So bring the first point up here. Okay, then the second point, I am repeatedly using the scroll up and scroll down buttons to arrange them in order. This one is going up here, then this point will come somewhere there, this one will come somewhere here. So it's pretty much nicely shaped. And then the tail of the arrow is up to you. You can press this middle mouse button and you can pan behind, and this will be going into the middle line. So somewhere again I will be scrolling it up, pan, and bring this one down somewhere up here, leaving a little bit space in the front. I think my arrow looks fine up here. I don't need really much of the things to do. Okay, I will also keep a line up here because while we animate, this line will be very helpful. With that having in place, my next objective would be to get the animation done. I will do the animation for around 3 seconds. I will not do exactly for 5 seconds because I want some extra time out there. Okay, so I will keep it till 3 seconds, and then I will make sure that my mask path is animated first. So to do that, I can press M to evoke my mask path options. See here, mask path appears, and then I will give it a I will click the stopwatch to make a keyframe there. I'll also make sure I'll give it a right click up here, keyframe assistant, and make it easy is out so that it smoothly stops out there. Then going down to the beginning, that we can also go anywhere we are. We can go to the beginning by pressing the home button, and then I will click one of these points. Okay, we can zoom it up, one of these points, click anywhere else. See, we can zoom it and it shows. So it's here. We zoom it more closely, we can see, zoom it more closely, we can see that it is selecting one by one cursor. So what I will do is I will select all of them by going over a marquee selection over this one. So all these points are selected. Basically what I want is to bring this in line with this one. So now I can do it by manually like this, but my hand keeps on jumping, so I will be to constrain, I'll press the shift button and I'll be bringing it up here. Now pressing Alt, I will zoom exactly to the place where I have it, bring it up and try to align all of them to the same point so that they all snap up. That's why I have given this point. So keep shift and it will all snap properly to the point, same point. Okay, so go up here, this point, press and bring it up here, press shift, it will snap. Then this one, bring it right down below and press shift, it will snap. Bring this one from here to here, press shift, it will snap. And the last one from here till here and press shift, this should snap. So what we have is a single point. See, when we go out, there is nothing, we can't see this altogether, so our line almost vanishes. So what essentially we have created so far is something like this. We have a point of starting and the arrow gradually appears to come up. Okay, so with this we will also have to do a similar kind of a vanishing trick for the plane as well. So we'll go down back, and this is the point where the plane should come. So now we will be selecting the plane and push it back. So the very easy way to do it is start pushing, but press the shift button so that it lines up properly. Okay, so press shift and start pushing it. So press this guy and start pushing it, and somewhere here we will come. Then we can press Alt and zoom. Make sure that the plane's head aligns with the middle center line. So that's what we will do, 1 and 2 position, and then we will make sure that the entire plane goes behind this particular thing. Okay, so go behind this. Okay, and then we can simply shrink it down. So to shrink it down, I can do it from here, which will be a little bit tricky. Rather, I will try to do it from here. So I will shrink it down to 0 and press enter. So there is no plane. Now what we have created so far is something like this kind of an animation, as you can see. Okay, but the plane is not there because I forgot to use the scaling up here. So I'll give a stopwatch for this one. Come down to next point, so I can go down by pressing K, and then here I will make it 30%, and the plane I will bring it to this position, bring it down like here, and then we can go alter, go up there and make it adjust properly, going down here somewhere where the back of the plane matches with. Now for little bit of adjustment, I can always use the up and the down arrow to make it precisely align. Okay, this looks fine. So now with this, what we have got as our animation is something like this. Okay, but the position of the plane needs to be changed, so I will also anchor up the position, and already the thing is there. This one we will take it up there. Better we could have done in the same way, but I intentionally do it step by step so that everything is properly visible. Now since this is one point, that's why I kept it shrinking up here. Okay, I can simply press my nudging buttons to do the required changes, or pressing Ctrl Z to bring it down. We can also make use of this. Okay, this was something called motion path, and we need this motion path. We can actually click and bring it up here and press shift, and it will go press left button, and it will go up to the point where I want. To make it jump a little bit higher area, I can press Ctrl and go up. With shift it will go a far distance, so actually it will jump more if you press shift. So I will try to do it with shift, and there it goes. So now we have this animation completely created. If we click somewhere else, we can see that the plane and the thing comes like this. Fair enough. Sorry. Now the thing we need is to go for keyframe assistance. Select these two, press Ctrl Shift 9, so easy is out, and select these things and press Shift 9 to give easy ease in. With this we are done with this one. We don't need the ruler anymore, so we will be pressing Ctrl R to get rid of the ruler. We don't need the guides also anymore, so view and clear guides. Now if you play it up, we can see we have nicely created a animated plane structure. It's going fine, and this will be the base for my logo formation. Having done with this, we will make the new composition that we are working with. So we will go for the composition and we will name it logo formation. With that, remain keeping rest of the settings same as before. We will hit OK, and we should be fine enough. Now we need to work with the logo formation. You will not have that many options because I was doing it so many times, so that's why I got this. So this is my logo formation. Bring it down and select and bring it down. In this one I'll be bringing the logo formation base. This is what we need. So this is here, you see our plane is nicely there. Remember, we are doing most of the animation with respect up till 3 seconds, so we'll try to restrict to that. Now here we will be applying the effect. The effect that we will apply, before that it's better to change the color, or we can do it otherwise also. But I would suggest you can change the color up here, which is easier, and we can manipulate it much easily later. Okay, first let us make this generate and go to, so we are going to effect, perspective, and we will, okay, first let's colorize. So we'll go to effect, generate, go down to fill. Okay, now when we are in the fill options, what we can do is from here to 3 seconds we can give it a lot of different colors, or to the end we can give it a lot of different colors. That colorization, we can always animate this value, color options, and we can give it nice colors. So what I will keep it for the time being, I will keep it like this. We'll do it later, but before that let's go for the effect and make it go round around this. So we will be going for effect, perspective, and CC sphere. So now as you can see, I already got it. I will be making the radius a little bit bigger, maybe 250. If it's not too much, yes, it's fair enough, it's working. Then we will go down to the rotation. I don't like the plane to go behind, so I will make it to come in front. So adjust it a little bit like that. Fine. Now there is also one more thing I'm not very much happy with, is the position of the light is in the opposite side. So what we will do is we will try to fix it. So this is the point. We can rotate it like this to bring it to focus exactly on the plane. And next thing, then this portion becomes completely dark, so we will be increasing the height till the entire length of the thing is visible. After that, what I will like to see is a little bit of an angle up here, so we will be rotating the x-axis a little bit, a notch, so that it shows me a small gap or a nice directional gives me a little bit of 3D feeling. Fine, maybe 10-15 degree is fair enough. I don't want to push it too much so that the wings of the plane should not be wasted. Now I will give Y a rotation, and this is my rotation where I will give bring down to the home, and I'll make this as a value. To do this, I'll press here in the selection, and I can always unveil the keyframe by pressing U. So here I got it. I'll make one keyframe up here, and then I'll press K to go to the next keyframe. Up here what I will do is I will change this to maybe 1 rotation. It's up to you. You can make it go 2-3 times also. It's up to you, as many times as you want. So what I get is this. Up here, from here onwards, what I will do is I will try to pull this to the end, maybe, so that by the end it comes up here. Now to take this to end, the option is to press end button, and you can see it's already fitted up here. So we'll just play back it once with the RAM preview. okay, and see how it looks. Okay, this looks fair enough and it looks good also. Now the next thing, we will try to colorize the color part of it. I'll try to use 3 color gradients, so maybe we'll be working with the end so that I can see all the 3 colors. I will animate this fill options color button, and then I will again press here U wants to collapse, and again it will bring up this color option. So this one I will try to keep it in the tone of maybe blue, but not so strong blue, something like this blue. Yeah, this blue looks fine. And I can always create a point in somewhere in the middle. Hit OK, create a point somewhere in the middle where it will be going for maybe a little bit of green. So click up and take it up to the green, not that much green, also something in the bluish green range, so that it is a subtle color. It should not be very strong also. And in the beginning I want it to be in the room of pink, maybe all in the same color tone I am choosing. I'm not going too much away. It is up to you, whichever color you feel like you can give. So essentially my plane will be starting with pink, getting a little bit of greenish effect and going down to blue. The colors are up to you. You can choose any color that you like. Now we will do one thing. We will replicate this a few times. Okay, we will replicate this or duplicate this one a few times. Duplication you can do by Control D or go to Edit, select layer, go to Edit and duplicate. And also I can do the same thing with Control D. Next, what I will do, I'll select all of them and I'll hit R to give them a little bit of a rotation. So the first one I will rotate by around 30 degree. Hit enter. But it is going downwards. I want to bring it upwards. So what I will do is I will give it a negative 30 degree. So it will move upwards. The second one I will rotate it a little bit more, something like 60 degree. And the third one I will give it a motion of around about 90 degree and see how it looks. It's not really working up, so I will increase this 60 degree to around 120 degree. It has gone the other way around. It needs to come up, so I will keep it with minus. And the first one I'll keep it to minus 180 degree, but 180 degree would be too much, so it's better to keep it like 270 degree or something like that. It's up to you. Let's try with 180 degree and see how it looks. Okay, this is not working out. We will have to figure out some way to get it a little bit angular. Now this looks pretty much fine, so around I'll have to make it a little bit angular so that it gives me this. So maybe this is 90 is fine, giving a 60 degree gap, and this would be like 120 degree, but it will go the other way around. Oh, sorry, it will be going like this. So all of them will be moving around in different directions. Let's first check it up. I'm trying to make sure that this looks pretty much okay, and let's see, all of them should be moving up different direction. Yes, so this is what is perfectly fine. Okay, we want to keep these planes like this, so particularly these angles of them should be very nicely kept. Okay, now next thing, the colors, all of them look same, but I'll try to replicate the colors in different way. So going down to the second one, I'll keep the first and the second and third all open and press U so that I have this options open. Now going down to the second one, I will rotate it. So this was blue. Next color, here I want the green color to come. So I'll click this guy, double click over here, pick this green from here and hit OK. Then I'll bring it one step back, pressing J. Here I will press the color and I want here to be pink like this. So I will hit this, pick the color from here, hit OK, and again go down J and make this one blue for this particular one. So click this and pick color, I drop a tool and make it blue and hit OK. Now going down to the top one, here this one I will try to make it green up here. So click up here, just cycling through the color, I'll make it green, hit OK. So green followed by blue, then I go down one step, followed by blue. So I'll click this color and hit OK, and followed by pink in this case. So going down to one more step and selecting this color and making it pink, hit OK. So now I have three planes, all of them are of three different color and they appear to go nicely across each other. One problem that I see out here is all of them are overlapping. So as you can see, the front and the back is overlapping, front and the back is overlapping, front and the back is overlapping. So this is a little bit disturbing. Two ways to deal with it: either we can break it into two, or better idea in this example would be to work with the blending mode. So we go to toggle switches, so we get the blending modes available. We can put all of them into add blending mode. Once they are added, then these colors will be overlapping to one another, so and it will look good without much of a do or problem. We can check this out. Clicking it outside, now we can see, we can play it back and check how it looks. Let it render. Okay, fair enough. Now next thing, again very important step in all the examples that we do, is we always need to okay, now our logo looks pretty fine. The planes are flying nicely, they're also blending properly. Okay, now before we proceed any further, we will need to make sure that all the keyframes starts smoothly. So we have to press Shift 9, easy is in. Then in the middle also some of them are there, we will have to make it easy ease, only F9 or click keyboard assistant, easy ease. And the ones that are in the end, we will make them easy ease out. So control shift F9 together, so they are now smoothly flowing in, and with that our logo is pretty much ready. Next what we will do is we will try to add up our next level of work, where we will be making the background, and at the same time we will be putting up the text and the line. These three things we will do. So before we proceed any further, okay, there are some old files, so we will be starting up with a composition, new composition. We will call it final arrow. You can name it anything. I will call it final arrow 2 because I already have a final arrow out here. Okay, and all this criteria will remain same. We will hit OK. This is a logo formation, so I will bring up this logo formation and put it up there. So I'll just cross check once. This is the old logo formation that I had. I can work with this one also, the other one also, whichever one is okay. but this time what we have worked with is not this logo formation. I should give them name like logo formation. This I should call as 1 because I'm having 2 logo formations, and this one I should call it 2. Okay, that's not important. So right now we are working with this one. I think this is the logo that we have created. Yes, the color is like this. Fine. Now before I proceed any further, first let me make a background for this one, this composition. So what I will do is I'll go to layer and new and solid, and we will make sure that we are having a layer of any color, doesn't matter, only we won't make it com size, so we'll try to make its height a little bit more, maybe in place of 720 mm 820 would be fine, because we may need this extra size. Okay, and we'll try to push it down so that it fits perfectly. So I'll be using the position P, and X, Y we will try to push down so that it fits perfectly. Okay, a little bit more doesn't really matter. Now we will be putting up, we'll call this BG, we'll press enter, we'll call it background, enter, and I'll place it under the logo, doing to the end so that we can check the color. Now we can give it an effect, generate a ramp. Okay, and in the ramp we will give it some color which is something contrast to this, so maybe a very bluish tone up there. Okay, much deeper blue out here, something almost like black. Okay, I like this color. And the other one we will be trying to push it with maybe similar tone of color in the black. A very good way to find it is pick this color and click this one, so you get the same color. Now you try to push it upward so that you get a lighter tone of the same color. Okay, depending on how much you push, you will get a symmetrical lighter tone. It's not too light also, but it is light enough, like this. Hit OK. So I got already my ramp created. Now what I feel is the color of the planes are not very vibrant, so we can do one thing, we can give them a little bit of glow around them. So take the planes layer and go to effect and stylize and put glow. Now generally when you put glow, it appears everywhere. Okay, it appears all around. So I don't want you to put it in color channels. Color channel means it is applying on the colors. I will try to do it on alpha, that is edges. So alpha we will try to do it alpha channel. As you can see, the edges started glowing, but the glow is very weird. We'll go somewhere in the end where we can see the planes. Okay, now we will try to fix this. So what I will do is, radius is too much, I'll reduce the radius and make it like maybe 1 or 2 pixels, not more than that, so it becomes like a white edge and the whole thing becomes more visible. Intensity I can increase to 2, so it will be more vibrant in color. I think this is fair enough, it works. Okay, now before doing anything I will write the text first. So I will go down to text, so a new text layer will be created. Clicking here, I will check or write the text. It is up to you, you can choose any font. I will be choosing whatever font I have. Then I'll be going for any text like global travels. Okay, it is all up to you, whatever name you want you can give it. And I will like to place this text somewhere here maybe. Okay, and I would like to increase the height a bit so that it looks a little bit slanted like this. And along with that, I will also like to give it some effect of layer styles. So I'll press Alter and scroll up so that I can see it in greater detail, because anything I do, it should be properly visible. Now going down to my layers, I'll go to layer style and use bevel and emboss. In here, from here I'll go down to this section. You will find bevel and emboss out here. I'll make it chisel hard, and I'll try to make this pretty much sharp. So I will pull up this distortion a little bit deeper, so depth is more, and I will make this options, particularly shadow opacity 85%, so that the shadows become greater and deeper, and the size I will increase a bit so that it gives me more metallic look. Okay, I'll just cross check other letters. Yeah, everything is looking fine. So there goes my text. Now in line with text, it will be difficult to place the logo directly or randomly. So first I will place the text somewhere which is easily visible. Okay, after that I will like to place the logo. So before doing that, I will like to view the ruler, and then I'll make the guidelines to guide me across. So this is where is my text. The top of the text is falling somewhere here, and bounding box is somewhere there. Okay, and that means logo, leaving a little bit of space between the two and within this side. So if that is that side, somewhere here logo should appear. Okay, I will try to make the logo clinch towards this side. What I will try to do, make that this side and this side should fit in there. So with the text in place, I will try to work with the logo again. What I will be changing here is the scale of the logo, the position of the logo. So working with the scale position. Okay, scale first, we will make it maybe 45% and check, and then we will, before we do anything or making changes, we'll have to make sure that my logo till 3 minutes it is static, because all animations are happening for 3 minutes, and text should not be appearing before that. So we'll click this layer, press Alter and square bracket, so it will be trimming the layer from that point. Okay, in here one more thing we need to consider. See, so it will appear that there is nothing, suddenly the text pops up. It's not a very good or pleasing view. So what we will do is we will try to make this appear gradually or fade out, fade in. To sort this problem out, we will try to make a mask. So we'll select the text layer and we'll make a mask around it, a little bit bigger mask, bigger than the text layer, a little bit bigger, not very big also. And then we will try to apply the feather in the mask. So we'll apply a decent feather. Okay, and we will try to make sure that the mask gradually covers. So we'll have to make a mask path animation. So we'll click in the final position, we'll click out here, enable mask path animation, and then we will come down to the beginning, that is in the beginning 3-second mark. Use our selection tool, which is normally evoked by V. Select one of the point, close and up, and go and pull, press the shift so that it is perfectly matching up. Okay, and now we will proceed and see, is it blending nicely? Yeah, it is blending nicely. Now we will also have to make sure that both these keyframes are easy ease in. So we will click keyframe assistance and easy is in, so they will be smoothly working up. Okay, now next thing that I want to work with is give it an underline. So to do that, what I need is a solid. So layer, new solid, and we'll try to make it into a white solid. Hit OK. We already get the size. Then we can give a mask and make a straight line which is almost of the size of the thing that we want. So it's very like unwise to make a very big line. Try to keep it a little bit thin. Of course, it is up to your personal choice how you want to make it. Then we'll click up the selection tool and try to see and place it properly. To place it, I can simply move this thing up. I think this side is too much, a little bit too much. So click one of this point, click outside, click one of these points, select this two and bring it up slowly so that it is not showing up too much on the other side. Okay, here also we don't need such a big line. The line would be very nice if it is only for 1 second and second, so I don't need it very big. So from here we can simply trim it out. So alter and bracket trims it out. Once we are trimming it out, here we need to give some mask path animation. So we'll come down to the end, go to the mask, enable mask path animation, and we'll go down to the beginning and click any one of the points, select both of them and bring them, pressing shift of course, bring them almost collapse to one another. Then by alter and pushing scroll up, we will see that we can merge this over one another. So the selected ones will be coming over the other two. Okay, so that there is no pixel available. Click outside, select any one of them, select both these guys with a marquee selection and merge it absolutely over all of them so that there is no extra pixel around it available. So now what we have is an animation which will show a underline kind of a thing going from here starting to the ending over a period of time. And we will, to make it smooth, we will make it easy ease, give it keyframe assistance and easy ease. Now after that, what I want is to give it a effect where this line is drawn with a laser kind of a stuff. To do that, what we can do is we can make a layer and new and a black solid layer. Always remember, lighting effects that we give, either we need to apply it over adjustment layers or black solid layer. So we'll give a black solid layer and we will call it underline. Sorry, lens flare. Lens flare is what I want to give. And white layer was the underline, I forgot to name it, underline. Okay, it's always very essential and important to name files properly, because otherwise it's very difficult to know which one is used for what. Okay, this we will trim at the 3rd second and we will be using lens flare on top of it. So to see lens flare, we will have to give it a addition mode. So we'll click here and keep it add mode. So right now it's there but it's not seen, but when we apply FX, generate and lens flare, you can start seeing the lens flare over this one. Okay, so at the end of the action, what I need is this lens flare to be coming up here. So I'll take this point and push it till the end of the line. Okay, an ideal situation also would be to first mark the beginning. So I will take it up here first. Okay, so that it starts from here and I'll click U. Okay, I'll press a lens flare, I'll animate this and then press U so that it starts showing up here. Then I can push it to the beginning of it and then I can bring it to the end automatically a lens flare would be created. I can make both of them easy ease. Okay, so they start up smooth, they end up smooth. See, the line is appearing to be drawn by this one. Now the thing is that this looks very ugly. It is staying there for long, nothing is happening up there. So to get rid of this, what I will do is I will animate this point and push it up inside this logo. Now here it will again look funny because nothing is there, suddenly it starts like a blast. So what I'll do is I'll play around with opacity. So select this layer, press T to bring up its opacity. Okay, I will use U first so that I'm still having lens flare, then I'll use Shift T to get the opacity, and then I will click the or animate the opacity, make it 0. Then by the time it reaches up somewhere here, I will give it 100 and that should be fine. So what will be the look of it is something like this, opacity, and it starts running. And this too also we will be trying to make it into easy ease in. So right click, keyframe assistance, easy ease in. With that we are almost done with the composition, but if you notice the light is going, so there should be some sheen out here. So we'll go down and look into the text layers text layer once again and give it a light sweep. So effect and generate, and we'll go down to light sweep. So this light sweep will give a burning effect to this one. We'll make certain changes. For example, width is too big, we'll make it small, maybe 20 or 25. Sweep intensity we will increase so that it really burns out. Angle is too much, we'll try to reduce it and align it with the angle of the text itself. So it should be almost of the text, but it's going opposite side. We'll pull it this side. Okay, so I think this is fine. Yeah, so we'll keep it up here, but we will try to align it with this. So again we go down to the end of the composition, bring this point to end of this one, so that a little bit more maybe, so that it goes out, and in the 4th second let it come up. We will try to follow this. Okay, so what will essentially be looking like as this goes, this is also moving along, but I forgot to keep the center animated, so that's why we are having this problem. So click this in the text, we need to press U once so that this starts showing up. Then we'll go up down here and then we can pull this out here in the same line. Okay, this line sweep is always across a line, so you keep it here or animate it here. It will always apply across the layer that you are using or the object you are using. So keyframe assistance is ease. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, this is nice. With this, our basic composition, what we are set for, is done. Only thing left is to create a reflection kind of a thing out here. So for which we will make one more composition, and in this composition we call it final arrow to reflection, maybe final arrow to and its reflection. So reflection, and rest of the things will keep it same, nothing to change, and we'll have final arrow reflection, that is final arrow 2 comes up here. So we have this layer ready, everything is fine. Only now to create the reflection. To create the reflection we will have to make it into 3D, and this layer we will be duplicating it once. So we have this one, we will try to bring it down. We will have the rotation, bringing up rotation with R, and then we will rotate the X by initially 90. Okay, and check, then with the Z axis we'll pull it down. Okay, if it's fine, there is nothing like it. If it is not fine, we may need to rotate it a little bit more so that it gives us a better view, and pull it maybe a little bit up. Too much up will also not look good. Okay, Yeah, fair enough. I would keep it almost to the ground level, a little bit up like this. Too much up will not look good. And we will make sure that this particular layer we are pushing it back so that this and this edges meet. This layer we will use the position and we will push it in the z-axis till the two lights merge completely. So here it is merging properly. And now to have the look really working, we need to increase the scale of this one. So we will out there we will increase its scale a little bit so that it fills up the image. Okay, so once it is filling up the edges and the images, then we will be working with this one. First we need to work with the edges. Here you will see edges are becoming visible. That is not a good thing. So we'll click this layer, we'll click this layer, double click on the mask. Okay, and then in the mask options we will go down to the feather options. Sorry, increase the feather option to a good amount and then close down the mask inside. Okay, we'll bring the mask a little bit inside so that unnecessary sections are already taken out of the composition. And let's click outside and see how it looks. And the areas are almost blended, but using our increasing the feather intensity we can do it even better. Yeah, now it is almost done. Here we will apply the effect that we want. So we will go down to effect, generate, and okay, select this effect, generate, and go down to turbulent displace. Sorry, distort and turbulent displace. I'm sorry, distort and turbulent displace. And then we will make certain changes out here. Number one, turbulent, we will make it horizontal. Amounts we will make it something like 650 or 600, and size we will make it 20 or something like that, 20, 18, those things. Enter. So we get water like ripple like effect. Bring it down up there. Bring it too much, it will be visible, so push it inside so that only part of the reflection is visible. Push it inside, keep it low, and click somewhere outside and check. I think this should look like water reflection, but only problem, it is looking like water reflection but there is no movement in the water. So to give it a movement in the water, we will animate two things. One is offset, one is evolution. So it's up to you. We'll start from the beginning, home button, and we'll make the offset somewhere here, and evolution okay, nothing to worry. Okay, evolution we will click and press it once again so that evolution gets registered as a keyframe. On the other side we will make the offset go opposite direction, so it has traveled something, and give it maybe 1 or 2 rotations. So with that it should give a ripple like effect, and we'll just quickly see what we have created so far. It will take some time to do the rendering, but that's okay. Okay, now there is a small problem in this. Somewhere here we can see it is going down. Okay, so since it is going down we cannot use it. We'll have to push it upwards. So if we are pushing this layer upwards, then there will be an empty space coming below. We'll tackle one by one. So first of all we'll have to, that means manipulate or animate its position okay, over a period of time. So let's see, around 3 seconds it should be having a perfect position, so we'll keep it up there. And remaining this area we will have to fix up, or it can go up. Lot of space is there, it can go quite a lot of up, so that it doesn't have its plane submerged in here. So we'll push it up maybe somewhere here where it is not affecting anybody. Okay, So beginning we don't need this one, let it go up, no problem. So the animation will be like this, happening up. Now again it is dipping up. Okay, or we can push it even closer somewhere here, and let's see how it looks. Yeah, it is fine, but in the meantime we have an edgy surface out there. To fix this, it's very simple. We will hide up the second option, or the second layer. We will take this layer, make a new solid. Okay, the color we will give the same color as this edge color and hit OK, and then we will put this behind everything, and then we will keep this enabled so it's still visible, and you can check once it is coming out also it is still nicely visible. Let's check if everything is fine. It will render a bit. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this particular example. Meet you next time in another exciting tutorial. Till then, have a good day and goodbye.